To be completely honest, they have been used more frequently as time has gone on. Little recommendations, quiet clues, subtle hints. In addition, the methodology becomes increasingly evident the more thoroughly we examine those signs. There is a chance that BlackRock is in the process of preparing to incorporate blockchain technology into its operations, not only for the purpose of investing in commodities, but also for the overarching framework that supports the entire global financial system. Finally, we will address the feeling of impending urgency that surrounds this scenario. Without any advance warning, the database of the Securities and Exchange Commission can be affected by the registration of exchange-traded funds. This can occur through the upload of a single PDF file, the publication of a single press release, or even a single headline that has the capacity to set the market on fire in a matter of moments. If you are interested in following XRP or the evolution of institutional crypto adoption, you need to be alert, subscribe, receive notifications, and be prepared. This is extremely essential. The transmission of this channel in real time will commence immediately after BlackRock makes its next strategic decision. Furthermore, we have intentions to organize a gigantic giveaway of XRP tokens when our membership numbers hit 100,000 in order to celebrate our next important milestone. You are definitely not going to want to miss out on that. Despite the fact that the prospect of a BlackRock XRP ETF is still in the realm of the hypothetical, the indications, the timing, the behavior, and the sophisticated message emanating from the most powerful asset manager on the planet all point to the fact that a future event may be drawing closer than anybody could have imagined. You ought to keep up your curiosity and readiness and continue to keep an eye on this scenario. The reason for this is because if this is indeed the case, and if the filing is truly imminent, then it might potentially trigger one of the most impactful financial events in the history of digital assets. Disclaimer, please be aware that I am not a licensed financial advisor and so cannot provide professional financial advice. The content that is presented in these videos was designed with the singular objective of providing entertainment. I consistently recommend that people conduct their own research and consult with professionals in the field before to making any decisions concerning their financial circumstances. I much appreciate your cooperation. If you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Furthermore, I would like to remind you to enable the alerts so that you will receive the first notification of any new material that I make available for the public to view. I am anticipating the next video in which I expect to meet up with you. Until then, please be well. Discussions concerning Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, and the ongoing debate over which institutions in the digital asset space will be the next to officially accept them have been at the forefront of the cryptocurrency sector for many years. That being said, what would you think if I were to inform you that the actual amount of financial power that is out there has been going unrecognized because of all of that turmoil? According to what has been reported, the initial situation is one that has been slowly coming into existence behind the closed doors of BlackRock. On this day, we will be taking a very close look at the theory that is currently being developed, which states that BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world, is about to make a strategic move that has the potential to fundamentally destabilize the global financial system. Even though none of the information that has been presented here has been officially verified, and none of it is meant to be taken as financial guidance, the sequence of circumstances, the coded language used by the executives, and the sudden shift in the behavior of the institution are all pointing to a single astonishing scenario: the potential for a spot exchange traded fund, ETF, to be filed by BlackRock XRP, which could occur sooner than anyone had previously expected. Let's start by discussing the hook that has had the entire XRP community buzzing. The widespread opinion is that BlackRock has either completed or is very close to completing the requisite paperwork for what may potentially be the world's first XRP spot exchange traded fund. Even while it is not possible for us to confirm the legitimacy of personal documents, the circumstantial evidence that has been found cannot be disregarded. Stealthiness and precision are the two characteristics that define the operations of BlackRock. It was not until the moment of execution that they communicated their strategies to one another for the very first time. Nonetheless, Larry Fink, who is the corporation's chief executive officer, did not demonstrate a demeanor in the least bit unconcerned when he responded to inquiries that were recently posed to him about tokenization, blockchain infrastructure, and the efficiency of digital assets. In relation to the revolutionary capacity that asset tokenization possesses to generate a significant change in the way that payments are transferred between countries, He made a number of clear statements. It was intended to be read by those who were acutely conscious of the ramifications of what he was referring to, and it came across as a message that had been intentionally coded for institutional ears. On the other hand, the individuals who did not have prior knowledge of Ripple, the XRP ledger, or the realm of real-time settlement found that it was quite confusing. As a result, we are led to the second level of this narrative, which is still in the process of unfolding. The evidence is so apparent that it is easy to understand. BlackRock has developed a reputation for only entering markets when they are 99% certain that they possess benefits in terms of structure, regulation, and liquidity. All of the following have been undergoing adjustments that are noticeably related to one another: trading desk behavior, compliance frameworks, and digital asset custodial arrangements. According to analysts, BlackRock has been increasing its digital infrastructure, bringing blockchain technologists on board, and increasing discussion about the settlement of real-world assets. During the course of all of these events, the regulatory clarification about XRP has been advancing at precisely the same time. Is it just a fluke of chance? It is entirely possible that this may occur. But on the other side, is the time ill-fated? Definitely, without question. At this point, we are going to turn our attention to the speculation that has piqued the eye. Even the sheer act of filing such a product would lead to a psychological shift of such a magnitude that it would be nothing short of seismic. Institutions that had been keeping an eye out for the first mover in the market would be given the green light all of a sudden. It would be possible for people who manage sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, registered investment advisors, hedge funds, and high net worth allocators to follow a compliant, regulated pathway to invest capital in XRP, which is an asset that has a stable supply structure and a utility-driven narrative that institutions traditionally prefer. As a consequence, XRP's circulating supply can be reduced at an extremely quick rate in the event that demand surpasses liquidity. Also, you are undoubtedly aware that this is the time at which all of that potential price speculation becomes relevant. Depending on the degree to which there is a scarcity of liquidity, there is a chance that the value of XRP could increase to $500, $1,000, or an even higher amount in the future. Nevertheless, it is crucial to stress that this does not constitute a prognosis or a promise of any sort. It is just an economic theory that is based on the mechanics of supply and demand. In the unlikely event that trillions of money all of a sudden want to be revealed at the same time. At this point, it is important to think about the degree to which a publication on the newswire of a BlackRock file might have an effect on the psychological state of the general population. In the course of a single night, the whole narrative that surrounds XRP would be entirely overturned. It would no longer be simply a cryptocurrency, a legal action, or a speculative altcoin. In such situation, it would instantly be turned into an institutional investment vehicle that had the blessing of Wall Street. Every financial analyst who has disregarded it for years would be compelled to reevaluate their position. The financial media would be thrown into a state of chaos. Retail investors would probably start making purchases out of fear. Institutional allocators would begin to determine the sizes of their positions. And because exchange-traded funds, ETFs, are required to be backed by actual underlying assets, trillions of dollars in potential capital could interact directly with the circulating supply of XRP in ways that the market has never before experienced. Even the most conservative models show, massive upward pressure in a situation like that. As a result, we will be examining the past actions of BlackRock and the circumstances that frequently arise when they start to purchase assets from a new asset class throughout the remainder of the video. They were not only the ones who submitted an application for the Bitcoin Exchange-Traded Fund, ETF, but they were also the primary driving force behind the gold ETF revolution, reinvented fixed income ETFs, and changed passive index investing into a phenomenon that is now popular around the world. Every time BlackRock is able to get its hands on a market, that market is altered, industrialized, and legitimized. Should XRP be selected as the next asset to serve as the foundation for an exchange-traded fund, the repercussions would be felt in domains that reach far beyond the world of cryptocurrency. This will be the first step in the start of a new era characterized by institutional settlement rails, tokenized global liquidity, and blockchain-based financial infrastructure that will be included in